Today we're diving deep into the first teaser for Kızılcık Şerbeti episode 117, an episode that is clearly preparing to shake every dynamic between the Arslan and Ünal families once again. Before we begin, fans who are still hoping for Doğa's return can support the video with a like and share their theories in the comments, because what this teaser hints at could change absolutely everything. Now, let's begin. Fatih's sudden decision to remarry has caused an emotional earthquake across both families. This is not just an unexpected wedding. For many, it feels like a direct and unforgivable betrayal. When Kıvılcım learns the news, she sees it as an insult to Doğa's memory and everything they once fought for. That's why she makes a drastic decision. She completely cuts ties with her son. She won't answer his calls, refuses to listen to explanations, and won't even consider attending the ceremony. In fact, the entire Arslan family has decided not to show up at Fatih and Başak's wedding, sending a very clear message: this marriage has no approval from them. But behind her firm stance, Kıvılcım is living through one of the most fragile periods of her life. Her relationship with Ömer has been deteriorating for weeks, weighed down by misunderstandings, unresolved wounds, and truths neither of them has been able to handle. On top of that, the chaotic situation between Simon and Emir is putting even more pressure on her. Kıvılcım tries to protect her daughter, but feels she is losing her. Emir, and especially Salkim, are influencing Simon in ways she finds unacceptable, and every attempt to intervene only pushes her daughter further away. Amid this emotional storm, Ömer begins to soften. He recognizes his mistakes and starts treating Kıvılcım with a tenderness she didn't expect. It may be late, but the effort still reaches her. The teaser even hints that someone new may enter Kıvılcım's life, someone with a different energy, someone capable of disrupting the emotional balance that has existed between her and Ömer. If that happens, Ömer will not be able to remain indifferent. His pride, his feelings, and his fear of losing her for good may push him to fight for her one more time. Meanwhile, one of the biggest mysteries in the teaser revolves around Aysel. He has waited a long time for the chance to see the face of the masked woman he believes to be Doğa. Her gestures, her presence, her eyes, everything aligns too perfectly. But when he finally stands in front of her, neither Doğa nor Aysel appears. Their absence hits him hard. His shock quickly turns into a cold, distant expression as he tries to hide his disappointment. Still, something in him refuses to let go. The woman's green eyes, identical to Doğa's, are a clue he cannot ignore. The problem is that the survivor of the accident has lost her ability to speak, making it impossible for Aysel to get clear answers. This creates a tense, silent atmosphere where every glance seems to hold a hidden truth. Logic tells him to move on, but he simply can't. The idea that Doğa might be alive and that someone could be hiding her grows stronger in his mind. This mystery will undoubtedly become one of the central storylines in the upcoming episodes. Back to the wedding preparations, things between Fatih and Başak are moving fast, but the tension around them is impossible to ignore. Abdullah still cannot understand why his son chose Başak. To him, she seems unreliable, inconsistent, and possibly hiding her true intentions. And even though he doesn't say it openly, his discomfort is obvious. The situation intensifies when Tunç enters the picture. Abdullah no longer hides his disapproval of him. What used to be quiet distance has turned into open hostility. Yet the business alliance between the two families becomes even stronger with this marriage, complicating everything. From a strategic standpoint, Ömer sees this as an advantage. But Abdullah doesn't share his view, creating a silent but powerful clash between the two most influential men in the family. Because of this conflict, Ömer and Hikmet accelerate their plans. They want to bring down Tunç and the entire Keskin family at any cost. And the teaser suggests they are prepared to go all the way. Tunç's life may even be in danger. With Hikmet freshly out of prison, a dark shadow of retaliation hangs over him and his wife, who now fear that their enemies may strike sooner than they expected. At the same time, the tension between Salkim and Kıvılcım keeps escalating. Salkim tries to control every move Emir makes and every decision Simon takes. Her harsh attitude and controlling behavior create an unbearable atmosphere. For Kıvılcım, watching her daughter fall under that pressure is heartbreaking. No matter how hard she tries to intervene, she only feels the gap between them widen. The constant stress eventually begins to affect her mental strength, already weakened by Doga's absence, Fatih's sudden marriage, and her never-ending conflicts with Omar. And it is precisely the absence of Doga that continues to haunt everyone. Her disappearance has never been fully accepted. The wound remains open, and every impulsive decision, especially Fatih's, brings that pain rushing back. For many, her story feels unfinished, full of unanswered questions. The appearance of the masked woman only feeds the suspicion that something isn't right, that truths are being hidden and will eventually come to the surface. In this emotionally loaded environment, full of broken alliances, unresolved conflicts, and silent suffering, one central question remains. Are the characters truly facing their present, or are they all running from a past that refuses to die? The answer will unfold in the next episodes. What is certain is that episode 117 will be a turning point, a major shift in the storyline of Kızılcık Şerbeti, where every character will be forced to make decisions that will change their lives forever.